there friends, my name is Miss Sykes. I am a Title I reading teacher in Central Ohio, and today we're going to be doing a word ladder. I'm going to teach you what that is and how to do it, and it's going to be focused all on those CVC words that we talked about in another video. Alright, so let's get to it. Alright, so for today's lesson, the only things you're going to need are your ears, listen and pay attention, and your computer. You might also want to use your fingers to help stretch out the CVC words. And if it helps you to see it on paper, and I might really recommend it this time around, if you have scrap paper and a pencil to kind of draw out a word ladder of your own, I'll show you that in a second, and write the words as we go. I think it'll really help you to see and write those words as we do it, rather than just listening with your ears. But if all you have is your ears and a computer to complete the Seesaw activity, then you will be just fine. Alright friends, so word ladders. What is a word ladder? We know what words are and we know what ladders are, but how on earth do they work together? Well, this word ladder that we're going to be doing today and the one you'll be doing in your Seesaw activity are going to be focused just on CVC words. Remember, those CVC words are those consonant, vowel, consonant words. They have 3 letters and a short vowel. And as we see these CVC words, we'll see how we can change just one letter at a time to fill out the word ladder. So we know that each word is going to be similar on the word ladder, but not the same. No 2 words are going to be the same, but they all will be very similar. They'll be similar because we're only changing one letter at a time. How many letters are we changing at a time? 1 letter, just 1 letter at a time. We cannot change 2, we cannot change all 3. We may only change 1, and we must change 1 letter every time. We can't choose to leave them all the same either. We're also going to have some picture cues to help us. As we do this example together, I'm going to have the pictures really big so you know exactly what I'm looking at. But then, and I'll show you this at the end as well, in your Seesaw activity, the picture will be next to each section on the ladder itself so you know where the words go. Alright, this may sound a little strange, so let's dig right into it so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Alright, so this is our word ladder. As you can see, it looks like a ladder, right? It looks like a ladder and we have some words on it. At the bottom of the ladder, we can see the green finger is pointing to where we should start. We have the word cat at the bottom of our ladder. And so we know that the word cat is going to be the beginning of our word ladder. Then we can look all the way up at the top of our ladder and we see the word dog. That means that the last word on our word ladder is going to be the word dog. And all these spaces in between are going to be how we're changing the word cat to the word dog. All right? Sounds a little weird, I know, hang in there with me. So, we're going to take the word cat, where we're starting, and we're going to build up the ladder, changing 1 letter at a time until we make the word dog. These pictures are going to help us. So here we have a picture of some scissors. But we know that the word scissors is not a CVC word. In fact, scissors has 2 syllables, so it definitely can't be a CVC word. But let's think about what scissors do. Scissors cut. Now the word cut is a CVC word. And if we look at where we're building on the word ladder, this yellow box shows exactly where we're working. We can see that the word cut is only 1 letter different than the word cat. So, the word cut goes next on our word ladder. As you can see, I turned the U in the word red because that's the letter that changed. It was the word cat, C-A-T, and we changed it to the word cut, C-U-T. The only letter that changed was U. Our C stayed the same, and our T stayed the same. Alright, let's do another one. So next up, we are working on this spot in our word ladder, and we have a picture of what looks like an acorn. Now I did go ahead and open the next slide to you, because I want you to take a look at this word and see if you can figure out what it says by yourself. Yeah, it's the word nut. Good job. So this looks like an acorn or something, but again, acorn is way too long. That cannot be a CVC word, so we know it can't fit on our word ladder. But we can think of other words that might also fit with this picture, and that would fit in our word ladder. So we kind of have to think about the 2 things at the same time. The word nut fits because it is a CVC word, and 2 of the letters stayed the same. In this case, our T stayed the same, and our U stayed the same. The only letter we changed was the C. The C became an N, so the word cut became the word nut. We changed the beginning sound. Is this starting to make a little bit of sense? I know it can be a bit confusing, so hang in there. All right, so next we have sort of what looks like a stop sign. So let's look at our word ladder. The word stop has one syllable in it, but if I sound it out, st, p. That word has 4 sounds. CVC words don't have 4 sounds, they only have 3. So this can't mean the word stop. Now I'm also looking at it and I see that it's red, so maybe we're trying for the word red. D. It does have 3 sounds. Let's see if it fits on our word ladder. If I put the word red here, R-E-D, wait a second, that doesn't have any of the same letters as the word nut. That means I would be changing more than 1 letter. I would need to change all 3 letters in order to make that fit. And we know that that's against the rules when we're building a word ladder. So it can't be the word red either. What else does this sign mean? It means I'm not supposed to do something. Not. Now that sounds like a word that might fit. That's a CVC word. N-A-T. And I think it might match some of the letters we have in the word nut, which is right below it. Yes, it does. So the N in our word stayed the same, and the T stayed the same. The only letter we changed this time was the U. The U in the word nut became an O to make the word not. In this case, we changed the middle sound, but the beginning and the ending sound stayed exactly the same. Now, if we look, we have just one more space before we get to the top of our word, dog, or top of the ladder, where we have the word dog. So that means we know that our O is going to be staying the same in this next word because we see that it's going to be used in the word dog. So sometime in this next space, our N needs to become a D, and then our T needs to become a G. If we look ahead like that, especially when we get near the end of our word ladder, it can help us figure out what's coming and what letters might be changing in our next word. So let's look at our next picture. Looks like we have some polka dots here. Again, they're red, there's a yellow background. But we know that our next word is going to have an O in the middle because that needs to stay the same to make the word dog. We also know that one of these letters needs to change, N or T, so we can get closer to the word dog. Now I said before that these are polka dots. The word dot starts with a D and has an O as its second letter. I bet if we try to put the word dot here, D-A-T, it'll fit and connect our word ladder for us. There we go. So the N from not changed to a D to make the word dot, while the O and the T stayed the same. Now if we look at our last picture, we have the dog, which we knew was coming from the beginning, and we can see that the D stayed the same, the O stayed the same, and the only thing that changed was the T. That ending sound there became a G. So we can make the word dot become the word dog. All right, friends, so let's rate our understanding. I know this lesson was a little bit hard to understand, or it might have been a little bit hard to understand because it's not exactly like what we usually do. So if you're over here in the 5-star range, I am going to be very impressed. We did do a couple of these in class before we stopped to learn from home. So if you were one of my friends that did these in class, you might have a better idea of what's going on, and you might actually be over here in the 5-star range. Even if it's not something you've done before, if you understood it and were able to follow along, especially if you were working on that pencil and paper with me, then you might be rocking and rolling and ready to try it by yourself. If you're over here in the 3 to 4-star range, which is really where we want you to be, where you felt like you were able to follow what I was doing, and you think you might be able to try it by yourself, then let's go ahead and do that now. I want you to go over to the Seesaw activity and see if you can fill in those missing words. If you're over here in the 1 to 2-star range, and you were able to watch the video and understand what I was saying, but you really don't think you could do it on your own yet, try watching the video again and then copying down what it was I was talking about and the words we were saying and looking at while I'm talking so you can get a better visual idea of what it is that we're working on. Writing it down will also help you better understand how the letters change one at a time to make the next word. All right, friends, so let's talk about that seesaw activity. Here we have a ladder just like we did in our example. At the bottom of our ladder, we have the word hit. We see the green finger is pointing and telling us where to start. We always start at the bottom of a ladder. You got to build your way up. And we know that we're going to work towards the word cub. I went ahead and put picture cues by those words as well to help you remember that the picture is going to be showing you what the word is. I will go ahead and read the words to you, read the pictures tell you what the pictures are now in case you don't understand any of them. But I do want you to be thinking about the sounds you hear in that word, because for this activity, you're not dragging and dropping words like you normally do. This time, you either need to type or write out the words yourself. So, we're starting at the bottom of the ladder with the word hit. Next up, we have hut. Then hat, cat, cab, and cub. All right? So listen to the sounds, look at the pictures, and think about which letter you need to change to make that next word. Then write the word or type it in each one of the rungs of the ladder, and make sure you submit it when you're all done. Awesome job today, friends. You did amazing. I know this is kind of a tricky thing to understand, so I hope I did a good job of explaining it. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below or send me a message on Class Dojo, and I will be happy to answer any questions you have. Excellent work. Rock on, my superstars, and I will see you all next time. Bye!